Hey, Peter here, Watch Retrospect. Going to do a little follow-up, quick review of, I did a previous unboxing of my Christopher Ward C60 Trident Pro 300 diver. Um, on that one, I did an unboxing of a blue one. I have kind of a fetish for blue divers. That particular one was like my fifth blue diver that I had received. Um, for some reason, it just didn't do it for me. I don't know, just it just wasn't the right blue for me. And the first thing I'm going to say about Christopher Ward in this video is that they were very true to their colors. They have that 60/60 warranty where they give you 60 days to change your mind and return a watch. Um, and they also give you the 60-month warranty, which is 5 years on the watch, or at least on the movement. And basically, I put that to the test, and they were very true to their word. And I was able to ship back my blue 40 millimeter Trident Pro 300 to them, and they exchanged it for this black dialed one. Um, and they did it very effortlessly and in a fairly efficient time, and didn't cost me a penny. They sent labels for me to return the item. Didn't cost me any extra money, even in duties, for me to swap it out. So this is a shout out to Christopher Ward and their customer service team, and their promise and their guarantee of that 60 days, and they certainly came through for me. So kudos to Christopher Ward on that. But anyway, this is now that I've had this for a good few weeks here in the black. I don't know. There's so much on YouTube already about these watches, about their quality, and the biggest problem with Christopher Ward is that anytime you're in that price range, you want to spend, like maybe $900 to $1,200 on a watch. There's a lot of nice watches, high value watches in that price range. But anytime I get to thinking that I want to buy a watch in that price range, I'm looking at something that's in that price range, your mind automatically goes to, well, wait a minute, for that same kind of money, I could have a Christopher Ward. And their construction and their attention to detail is in that price range, second to none. I mean, if you put these watches in your hand and I were to, and you told me that, hey, this is like $3,000 watch, I wouldn't debate it. I say, geez, it feels like a $3,000 watch. Hey, I got a Rolex. I have a Rolex Explorer. I've had Rolex Submariners in my days. I know what, the sense of quality and the feel of quality. And I don't think there's $1,000 watch that tops a Christopher Ward, and that, like, your borderline luxury. I mean, you put this in your hand, it's like it doesn't feel any worse than like a Tudor or some Omegas. It just has a really great sense of quality. Now, you do not get the movement that you would get in a Omega or before mentioned brands I just mentioned. These come with Solitas, and it's a displayed rear on most of their watches now, on these 300 meter ones they are now. And it's a Solita. Christopher Ward, one thing I got to love about them is their transparency. They don't pull any punches. They don't call this anything other than a Solita 200 movement, that they did a little decoration to the rotor with the Christopher Ward name on it. And that's they don't try to proclaim it's something special. It's a Solita 200. That's what it is. Um, yes, it's not the same movement you might get in a Tudor, Black Bay, or other Omegas and things like that. But the positive side is the reliability, the serviceability, low cost, and it's a 5 second a day watch. I mean, I have six Solitas, I think, out of my 12 watches I own, and pretty much all of them, except for the chronometer, oddly, the one cost one actually runs a little bit slow, but all my other Solitas run. They're about a 5 second a day fast watch. It's what you get in this price range. It's more than adequate for me. I don't particularly like the 38-hour reserve. That's kind of weak. I do have a 330-2 Solita in my other Christopher Ward, or one of my other Christopher Wards, which is my Sealander C63 GMT. That's a whole other lovely watch too. We'll talk about some other time. But this a Trident Pro, again, kudos to Christopher Ward to let me swap it out to the black. It's got the red accents, the red second hand. I think it's just it's just a classic diver. One thing about me and divers, I've owned Submariners before, and the one thing I do not want is a watch that looks like a Submariner that isn't a Submariner. Submariner. There's obviously plenty of watches and homage watches that are like that. And if I'm going to wear anything that looks like a Submariner, it's going to be a Submariner. And I've owned them before, and someday I'll get another one. But Jesus, for like $1,100, these Christopher Wards, this Trident Pro 300 is just a fabulous watch. It fits so close to the wrist. Let me put it on. Let me remove one of my other ones, and just so you can see how these things fit, because they're just terrific watches, and you don't even know it's there. For a 300-meter diver, it's just fabulous the way this thing fits to the wrist. I have a modest 7-inch wrist, and I know this. Forgive me. First off, I'm going to disclaimer. These videos are horrible. I'm using an iPhone 12 Pro. This is what I'm new at this. I am like low budget, low technology. Forgive me. I will get better as I progress and trying to figure out this whole YouTube video. But I love talking watches, and I know this isn't really showing you a whole lot, but this watch fits so incredibly close to the wrist, so sleek. It's literally elegant, if you ask me. Very sleek fitting. And this is the 40 millimeter. Now the thing is, these do come in 3 different sizes: a 38, a 40, and a 42. So they will accommodate any wrist. To me, the 40 is a sweet spot for me and a lot of other wearers. Again, this is a 7-inch wrist. I think it fits absolutely wonderful. To me, it could be a daily driver. My daily watch is usually my Rolex Explorer. I do have a Explorer 114270. That's a whole other story. We can get into that some other time. But as far as like a bigger black diver, this being a 40, when I'm in the mood, I think this could easily be an everyday driver wear for sure. It may compete with my, I just got a Squale 1521 in black on the Milanese mesh bracelet. And it may compete with time with this, because this is a brand new watch. I have a few things online about this. This is the Sakan with the shark bite out of the hour hand, but that's a whole other story. But these Christopher Wards are just spectacular for what they are. I don't think, if you're considering them, you would never be disappointed. Trust what you hear on the reviews of this watch. Everybody raves about the quality of these, and there's absolutely no lie to them at all. It has a great bezel, great sounding bezel. Apparently, Christopher Ward even tried to mimic the sound of a Rolex Submariner, and they did a pretty nice job. My one complaint is there's the coin edge on the bezel is very thin. Even aesthetically, it looks a little thin to me. But the reaction of the bezel itself is buttery smooth, so it's very easy, and it kind of makes up where you don't have a great purchase area, but it's more than adequate, and it's definitely one of the best sounding and best feeling excuse me, bezels that I have. But anyway, all in all, Christopher Ward Trident Pro 300. This one's in the black. This is the 40 millimeter with what they call the Bader bracelet. We know what style bracelet this is. I guess I don't want to mention names. But it's a beautiful watch. Fits incredibly well. Kudos to Christopher Ward for keeping their word with exchanging it out for this black dial. And highly recommended. So if you're considering it, I wouldn't hesitate to buy one of these watches. You would be pleasantly surprised, and you wouldn't even be surprised, because everybody raves about these watches, and they are what you hear about on the reviews of these watches. They really are that. So highly recommended. Anyway, hey, thanks for stopping by. Again, this is Peter, Watch Retrospect. Thanks for your patience with these horrible quality videos. Hopefully my narrative gives you a little bit of insight. And again, thanks for stopping by. Thank you.